Hey everybody, this is Maxine Taylor with Mary Adams, of course. And you know, Mary, I love doing these shows with you. It's not the same without you. I much prefer having you here because you ask the questions that our viewers want to know. So we're going to do the forecast for May for all of the signs, my celestial events report. Now we got a very big month. May is huge. Mercury goes retrograde, and a lot of people are sitting out there going, "Oh, I knew it. I just knew." Um, and it's true. You just know, and you feel it about a week ahead. So let me just give you a heads up here, and we'll talk about it for each of the signs so that everybody is prepared. First of all, when Mercury goes retrograde, Mercury rules our mouth and our minds. It rules communication, correspondence, transportation. And those are the areas that are confused because Mercury, when it is retrograde, appears to be moving backwards in the heavens, or should I go backwards in the heavens? And it feels like that here on planet Earth because everything is unsettled, everything relating to communication, correspondence, and transportation. So what do we do during this time? Well, we double check everything. It's an opportunity to revamp, to rethink, to regroup. Do not begin a new project if you possibly can help it, because anything that's brand new, a new project that is begun during the retrograde Mercury, will fizzle out or have to be redone at some future Mercury retrograde period. However, if the project you're doing is something that you began a while back, this is you completing it. Now, Mercury is going to be retrograde until, sometime in June. I don't have the date in front of me. I should have, but I don't. So what this means is just plan accordingly. Now, you're going to start feeling the retrograde Mercury about a week before it occurs. Some people do not feel Mercury when it goes retrograde. And they let me know on Facebook. I don't feel it. Okay, whatever. Life goes on just fine for them. For those of us who do feel it, laugh it off. If I remember, Mary, just a little while ago when you and I were going to record something, and a couple of months ago, and I didn't have it down on my calendar, and you called me, and were, as always, sweet and loving, and said, you know, we were talking, and it occurred to me, I bet Mary thinks we're recording today. And I said, Mary, are we supposed to be recording? And you said, yeah. And I said, now? And you said, oh, that's a perfect retrograde Mercury. And of course, we rescheduled it. Well, that's what you do on a retrograde Mercury. So the month of May, very, very big. By the way, when Mercury goes retrograde on the 18th, that is also the date of the new moon. So things start moving forward with the moon and backwards with retrograde Mercury. So start making notes, okay? So let's talk about what's going on in each person's sign. Aries, this month of May, your money, it looks great, your ideas are terrific, and your home and family are going to be your haven. But with Mercury retrograde in your third house of communication, you're really going to be at 6s and 7s. In other words, triple check all of your plans, all of your goals, all of your projects, and if you're meeting somebody for lunch, double check just the time. Taurus, do your thing your way. Your money is very strongly triggered this month, which is awesome, and Mercury retrograde can unsettle your money. Isn't that interesting? But it can help you regroup your finances, and then, of course, you've got terrific ideas this month as well, so that's lovely. Gemini. Now, Gemini is ruled by Mercury. And so what we've got here is a double whammy for Geminis. you're going to want to pull back and retreat. Mercury goes retrograde in your first house, and so you're going to be rethinking your appearance, your personality, your temperament, all of that good stuff. And your money looks good too. Isn't that lovely? Cancerians, your friends, very important to you, but with Mercury retrograde in your 12th house, you're going to feel somewhat uneasy. And you may not be able to put your finger on it, but you will want your solitude and privacy in order to do what you want your way. So do it, absolutely. Leo. And I have to say, great, grand, glorious Leo. Your career looks great. Your friendship circle looks really good, but that's where Mercury goes retrograde. So you may be dropping some people from your Christmas list. It's okay. And you'll just want to pull back and give yourself some private time with all of that publicity and fame and recognition that you're going to be garnering this month. Virgo, you're able to see the big picture, which is so unlike you. It's wonderful. Travel if you possibly can. Your career looks great, but that's where Mercury goes retrograde. So there can be something unsettled about a promotion or an advancement, and your friends are your greatest joy, so spend time with them. Libra, well, look beneath the surface at what is really going on. When Mercury goes retrograde, your belief system may be confused because you do see the big picture, but you still got one foot in the secret space of your chart, and you want to break loose, but there's still that holding back. Listen, your career looks terrific, and this is the month to move forward. Now, you might say, well, Mercury's retrograde, I can't do that. If it happens naturally, just go with the flow, because you may be tying up the loose ends of an unfinished career project. Scorpio, partnership looks great. However, you are a natural psychic detective, and Mercury goes retrograde in that area of your chart. That means double check everything. Will it make you suspicious? It could, but that's okay. Double check before you leap. And you will be able to stand back and see the big picture, which is terrific. Sagittarius, your work, your relationships, and joint finances, very important. Mercury goes retrograde in the area involving your relationships. So if all relationships, whether personal or business, are unsettled, just know that in June, when Mercury goes direct, they will move forward. That's cool. Capricorn, interesting. A lot of fun, and if you have kids, a lot of attention spent, a lot of time and attention given to kids. Your work looks good too, but Mercury goes retrograde there, so there may be something unsettled about your health or about your job. That's okay. This is the time to go back, rethink, regroup, and restructure. And partnership looks really good. So get out there and be with people. If there's no one special person in your life, this would be a good month to get out there and be with them. Aquarius, home, very important to you. Your social, yes, of course. There's my favorite Aquarian right there. Your domestic picture looks really, really good. Your social life may be unsettled. I guess the question is, how many people can you juggle at the same time? If you have kids, and Mary, I know you do, there can be situations that come up with them that need restructuring. That's okay. They will want more of your attention. And of course, your work picture is beautifully triggered. So I think some of that unsettledness may be because you're balancing work with pleasure. And you know what I always say, whenever pleasure comes up, have a blast. Have a blast. Go with it. Now, you might be saying, well, wait a second. With Mercury retrograde in my fifth house of fun and games, what if I meet somebody very special during this time? Is it going to just end when Mercury goes direct? Not necessarily, although some people are in our lives for a short period of time. So I guess what I'm saying is have a blast no matter what. And last but not least, Pisces. Your ideas are terrific. Your home and family situation, very important to you, but that's where Mercury goes retrograde. So be prepared. And like Aquarius, play and have fun. Now, remember that the sun is in Taurus until, let me check the exact date right here. I want to make sure I give you the exact date on this. If I can get to May before I get to June. talk amongst yourselves for a moment. On the 21st, the sun goes into Gemini. Now, Taurus, we've got to explain the difference here. Taurus is slow and steady and practical and logical. Taurus says, take it slow and easy. Let's stop at Starbucks for a latte. Let's talk about it over a meal. Let's enjoy life. Gemini, totally different. Gemini is motor mouth and motor mind. When the sun goes into Gemini, you will feel it because Gemini is naturally curious. They get bored very, very easily. And as a Gemini, I can tell you that is absolutely true. They're kind of like an Aries. They need a short-term goal with a quick reward. Taurus says, I'll finish it in 10 years. Don't rush me. Gemini says, it's been 3 days. Are we still working on this project? So the energy comes alive with Gemini. So I guess the party's over, or at least the slumber party is over, because Gemini says, let's hit the ground running. So you will know on the 21st. In fact, you'll feel it just before, a couple of days before, because there's a sense of change in the air. So everybody join me in Gemini. And that's it for this month, Mary.
Oh, wonderful, Maxine. And I love these reports because it gives me the opportunity to have mindfulness when things start coming up, where I see energy shifting in a way that I wasn't quite expecting, and go, oh yeah, that's right, Maxine said this was going to happen. And it's fun because I'm able to go into it a lot easier and be a lot more playful and not take it so seriously. And obviously there's some different areas, and especially when you're talking about career and relationship, having toss-ups, it's an opportunity to really create the destiny and future that you want. And so oftentimes when things get shaken up, you can go, hey, wait a second, what's going on? And you look deeper and you realize maybe something isn't serving you anymore.
Yes.
Or maybe you need to restructure something that you've been doing, or maybe you need to walk away completely. So, I often look forward to these opportunities of being able to kind of clean out life a little bit.
Yes, it's kind of like a cosmic feng shui.
I love that.
Time to clean out the closets and give the old clothes to a charity and make room for the new.
Well, there we go. That's perfect. Well, thank you so much, Maxine. I love doing these with you, and it's always a blast to hear what's coming next. And thank you, everybody, for watching out there. And I am Mary Adams, and you can find me on Facebook and Google Plus and Twitter. And you can also find me at my soon-to-be website, empoweryourtoday.com, which is a empowerment global portal. So we will let everybody know when that is ready to go. And you were here with Maxine Taylor, and you can find Maxine at MaxineTaylor.com. And she also does an awesome show on Co-Creator Network, co-creatornetwork.com. And thank you so much, everybody, and happy May.